Alright, this is video number 30 in the series, and in this video we've got quite a bit to do. We're going to take a look at some exercises in Baritone Clef for the first time. We're going to continue our work with Tenor Clef and Mezzo-soprano Clef, and then we're going to take a look at 3 examples from Danhauser's books. So let's go ahead and jump right in and start with an example in Tenor Clef. So here's number 18. I hope you've been practicing these. We're going to take it about like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So take a look at those groupings. You can see lots of runs of thirds, which is always nice. Let's go ahead and do this one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sol, mi, do, la, re, si, sol, mi, do, mi, la, fa, re, si, sol, fa, la, do, mi, si, re, fa, la, si, sol, do, mi, fa, si, sol, mi, do, la, fa, la, si, sol, mi, sol, si, re, do, mi, re, fa, si, sol, re, si, do, la, fa, sol, si, re, fa, la, do, la, si, sol, re, fa, sol, si, do. Alright, let's jump ahead and look at number 27 in Tenor Clef, and this will be the last one that we'll cover in Tenor Clef. So I'm going to leave all the remaining examples in Tenor Clef for you to practice on your own. Let's take this one at a pretty speedy tempo. We'll take it about like this. 1, 2, 3, and I'll give you a count of 3 like that. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Re, fa, mi, re, do, si, la, fa, sol, la, si, la, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, re, la, fa, mi, sol, mi, do, re, la, fa, la, sol, si, mi, si, la, do, mi, fa, si, do, mi, sol, fa, la, fa, sol, mi, si, do, la, si, do, mi, la, re, fa, mi, sol, fa, la, sol, si, mi, sol, fa, mi, si, sol, mi, do, la, sol, re, la, fa, re, la, sol, mi, do, la, sol, fa, mi, si, re, do, mi, la, fa, re, fa, la, mi, do, la, re. Okay, let's go ahead and look at an example in Mezzo-soprano Clef number 5. Remember where your reference points are, C, G, and C. I'm going to go ahead and take it about like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll give you a count of 4 like that. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sol, fa, re, do, la, sol, re, si, sol, do, fa, la, re, si, sol, do, si, do, re, si, la, fa, re, si, sol, do, fa, si, la, re, do, sol, si, re, sol, do. And let's go ahead and take a look at the very next example, number 6. So you can see that in this one we're adding another reference point. What's that note at the bottom that's got the open note head? It is, of course, G. So let's go ahead and take this one about the same tempo, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, sol, do, sol, la, fa, sol, re, do, la, sol, si, fa, si, la, sol, re, fa, sol, re, si, re, do, la, sol, fa, re, si, sol, do. Alright, and let's go ahead and take a look at number 8. Number 8 looks like this. We're going to go ahead and take it at about the same tempo, and I'll give you a count of 4. Lots of leaps in this one. Keep you on your toes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, sol, re, la, re, si, fa, sol, la, do, fa, la, re, si, sol, do, re, si, sol, si, re, do, fa, la, sol, si, fa, re, si, do, re, fa, si, do. Alright, let's go ahead and look at our first example in Baritone Clef. So for the Baritone Clef, our primary reference points are F and C, since the Baritone Clef is a type of F clef. Let's go ahead and take this one about like this. 1, 2, 3, and I'll give you a count of 3 like that. All right. Make good use of those reference points. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Fa, sol, fa, do, re, do, fa, mi, fa, fa, sol, fa, mi, fa, do, si, do, fa, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, do, si, fa, mi, do, re, fa, mi, fa. All right, let's take a look at the very next example. It's number 4. Looks like this. Keep in mind where those reference points are. Maybe orient yourself for a second. Look at those lowest notes. Scan it over. All right, we'll take this one about the same tempo, but I'll give you a count of 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fa, sol, do, si, fa, mi, do, re, fa, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, sol, fa, do, re, si, do, fa, sol, mi, fa, mi, fa, do, si, fa, sol, mi, fa, do, fa. All right, let's do one more syllable reading exercise. It's going to be Baritone Clef example number 6. And it looks like this. Go ahead and orient yourself for a second. Look at those notes in the extreme registers. All right, we'll take it about the same tempo. I'll give you a count of 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, fa, mi, do. Sol, mi, fa, re, si, do. Sol, fa, mi, fa, si, re. Fa, do, sol, mi, sol, fa, sol, fa, do, sol, re, si, fa. All right, let's go ahead and move on to some Danhauser exercises. First one we're going to look at is in A major, and it is in treble clef from the second book. And it looks like this. You can see we're in common time, or 4/4. And when I look at this example, I say, why didn't this person notate this in 12/8? But whatever. I guess if you look at the last system, you can see that he's got some 8th notes there. Take a look and see if you can identify any modulations that are occurring here. So you might notice that he kind of touches on F sharp minor a little bit in that first system. Maybe a little bit of E major in the second system. Nothing too tricky, but the tempo is pretty speedy. You can see also that this is an ABA form, so we're going to be going back to the sign once we come to the end. You go ahead and take it at the indicated tempo of 116 beats per minute. So as I've said before, if you don't feel comfortable with that, go ahead and pause the video and practice it before singing with me. So 116 is about like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be like La, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la. So let's do a quick A major warm-up. La, do, mi, fa, re, si, sol, la. All right, let's go ahead and do this one. I'll give you a 1, 2, ready, and we come in on the La. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. La, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, si, do, si, la, sol, la, sol, fa, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, do, si, do, si, la, si, la, sol, mi, re, mi, fa, sol, la, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, sol, la, sol, fa, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, do, si, mi, re, do, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, si, la, re, do, si, la, re, do, si, la, re, do, si, la, re, do, si, la. Sol, la, si, mi, re, do, si, fa, sol, fa, si, la, sol, fa, mi, sol, la, si, mi, re, do, si, fa, sol, fa, si, la, sol, fa, mi, si, do, re, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, si, do, re, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, sol, la, si, do, re, si, la, sol, fa, mi. Mi, re, do, si, la, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, si, do, si, la, sol, la, sol, fa, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, do, si, do, si, la, si, la, sol, mi, fa, sol, la, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, si, do, si, la, sol, la, sol, fa, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, do, si, mi, re, do, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, si, la, re, do, si, la, re, do, si, la, re, do, si, la, re, do, si, la. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at an example in bass clef from the second book. It's number 47, and I believe it's by the composer Johann Adolf Hasse. Looks like this. It's in what key? C minor. Look at it for a second and scan over all those articulations and dynamics. And think about where you might put in some grace notes, because I'm going to put some in. I'm going to go ahead and put them in here, so you can see in the second system there. I'm going to use it to get the leading tone and to kind of mitigate that tritone that we have there. And then we're going to go ahead and put in a couple grace notes in the third system. And you can see in the sixth system I've also got a few. Alright, so you can see, it's kind of interesting what you see here. You can see the double bar in the third to last system. It says first time do this and the last time do this, and it says to do the same thing, which is kind of interesting. But let's go ahead and do this one. We'll do a quick warm-up in C minor, and we're going to take it at the indicated tempo of 126, which is about like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And for this one, I'm just going to give you a ready and then we'll come in on it. So we're in C minor. Do, mi, sol, la, fa, re, si, do. So first notes. Do, re, mi. Okay, again, pretty speedy tempo. Go ahead and pause the video and do it yourself if you'd like, but we're going to go ahead and do this one. Here we go. Give you a ready and we come in on the do. Here we go. Ready and. Do, re, mi, re, do, sol. La, si, la, sol. Fa, do, si, do, re, fa, mi. Do, re. Si, la. Re, si, do, la, si, sol, fa, sol, re, mi, re, do, re. Sol, do, sol, re, sol. Si, mi, fa, mi, si. Do, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, do. Sol, fa, mi, re, do, si. La, si, la, sol. Fa, si, do, re, fa, mi. Do, fa, sol. La, sol, mi, fa, re, mi, do, si, do, sol. Do, fa, do, sol, do. Si, mi. Sol, la, sol, fa. La, si, la, sol. Do, fa, mi, fa, do. La, si, la, sol. Do, la, fa, re, si, la, sol. La, fa, re, do, si, sol, fa, mi. Sol, do. Sol, fa, la, sol. Do, re, mi, re, do, sol. La, si, la, sol. Fa, do, si, do, re, fa, mi. Do, re. Si, la. Re, si, do, la, si, sol, fa, sol, re, mi, re, do, re. Sol, do, sol, re, sol. Si, mi, fa, mi, si. Do, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, do. Sol, fa, mi, re, do, si. La, si, la, sol. Fa, si, do, re, fa, mi. Do, fa, sol.
la, sol, fa, sol, mi, fa, re, mi, do, si, do, sol, do, fa, do, sol, do.
Alright, and to conclude this video, I'm going to go ahead and look at the first example we've covered in this series in soprano clef. It's number 30 from Danhauser's third book. So you can see there's an indicated tempo of andante 84, and I'm going to go ahead and slow this down to 64. So, since we've never looked at this before. We're in the key of C major, which should be relatively easy. I hope you've been practicing soprano clef. You might go through and read this as a syllable reading exercise before singing it with me. But let's go ahead and do a quick C major warm-up.
Do, mi, sol, la, fa, re, si, do. Do, mi, fa, sol, do, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, mi.
So go ahead and conduct a 3 pattern. I'll give you a count of 3 and we'll come in on the do. I will not be taking the repeats. Here we go.
1, 2, 3. Do, mi, fa, sol, do, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, mi. Sol, do, si, re, do, mi, fa, mi, re, do, si, re, sol, si, do, mi, fa, sol, do, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, mi. Do, mi, do, si, do, re, do, si, la, fa, sol, si, sol. Sol, si, do, re, fa, mi, do, re, mi, do, la, do, si, re, do, sol, mi, fa, sol, mi, fa, re, sol, si, do, mi, re, si, do, mi, re, fa, mi, fa, sol, do, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, mi, la, sol, mi, sol, fa, mi, re, do, si, do, mi, do.
Alright, that's going to do it for this video. In the next one, we'll continue our work with baritone clef and mezzo-soprano clef, and we'll also cover 3 exercises from Danhauser's third book. So until then, happy sightseeing.